Hello guys, and welcome back to another episode of Hillwarden Going Medieval. So today what we're going to be doing is a bunch of stuff. We got a battle coming up. So before we did anything, we started with getting a prison cell set up. So this is basically like where our prisoners will go when we capture them. So we needed a prison marker for that first, and then what we needed is a object where we feed them at. So it's just a tiny little shelf that you usually put in here, and then, yeah, they'll go there. So after looking at what we could unlock, I decided to unlock cartography, which will allow us to travel to other settlements and basically trade with other factions. Once we did that, we started getting the stable all set up for our sheep, so we'll be able to get a pen marker in here pretty soon and some troughs, and then we can start moving them over quickly. The next thing that we worked on was getting a couple parts of the path mined out so we could put some pillars in so we can have a similar shelter like this one here. After a really cold winter, what we needed was some hay or straw, I guess, for animals, so we went around the map just collecting some of the new grass that was popping up all over the map, so this will be handy for feeding our animals early on. After that, we did some decoration work on the structures and just kind of decorated them a little bit more so we could have, I don't know, a little bit more detail for what we do have around here. So I decided to make the warehouse look like this. So we were able to get a couple of our sheep into the barn, and there's a lot more that we still need to haul over, but we got it started. After that, we unlocked the defensive structures. I think it's the second one, so we were able to get some defensive gates and stuff. After that, we had a negotiator come from one of the looter factions, so bandits basically, and I decided I'm not dealing with bandits, so we were going to go to war with them and just basically hope for the best. We have a little bit of time for the negotiation to basically fall through, and then we have some time after that to prepare, so we have a lot of time, a couple days at least, to actually prepare for battle. We did some tasks while we were waiting, mainly farming and a few other things. I wasn't too worried about the time that we had. When time got closer, we got everyone into their positions and told them to go to the tower there. So we got everyone there. So our strategy was to get everyone with high armor in the front with heavier weapons, and then have the weaker ones in the back, or the ones that don't like fighting. And yeah. Last moment, I noticed that somebody didn't equip their sword, so I got them over there and picked it up. And now that that's all prepped and stuff, we're ready to go to battle. There's quite a few of them. I think there might be more than what we have for settlers, so we'll just have to kind of hope for the best. Looks like they have a couple archers and stuff like that too, but they ended up going right past us for some strange reason, so I wasn't sure what was going on. After one of the settlers went out, they all kind of got attracted to the location, so they started working on breaking down the door. I think they were trying to loot us, honestly, so I'm glad that somebody out there kind of got their attention. Once they broke down the door, it got really messy really quickly, so they all kind of flooded in. We got a couple of them taken out at the door, and then there was just like carnage on the inside, so we had them hold their ground though, so some of them got knocked down, our settlers, and a couple of them were pretty badly injured, but it was over pretty quickly. As you can see, another settler just kind of dropped there due to injury, and I think we knocked one more out, and we were able to win the battle. So it was like really short period where, yep, that was it. And we got to take 2 prisoners. So that was good. And we were able to capture them and tell our settlers to go get some medical attention, which is really needed at this point. I think we had 2 downed settlers at this point, and 1 or 2 few settlers injured. So I tried to tend to capturing and also getting some people to the beds and stuff like that as soon as possible. So yeah, so there was a couple people in here and animals started coming into the area, but we got quite a bit of success. I don't think anyone actually escaped this time. They were just surrendered, so that was awesome. Yeah, and I was just trying to capture them before they decided to run off, and I'm glad I did, because there's a few people in here that were able to do that. So we captured both of those. They were taken to the prison cell, and we had a couple injuries, or injured. Sandy's pretty badly injured, so we got somebody to go pick them up. But yeah, we went pretty good. Pretty happy with it. So the door did help quite a bit. So we got basically them tended to with medical care, so they're not going to like die on us, and we also put a couple beds in there to help speed up that healing process. We don't have any shackles at the moment, and kind of should have been working on that. Shortly after in the morning, a merchant came with some slaves, so I thought, okay, maybe we can actually get rid of them and just trade them for some coin or something like that. So we did go over there and check it out, see if they could basically be sold to them. And it turns out, yes, you can actually sell them basically the capture people for some extra coins. So that was really good. We did do that. Saves us from feeding them. After that, it was back down to chopping some more grass down, getting more feed for our animals and other supplies. We also really need desperately new armor, so a lot of the settlers have like really worn down armor. So we started producing some gabesons, not a lot, but we do need to work on getting a more larger flax field set up, or a second field at least. So that will be kind of our next goal, I think. For the meantime, we have all this space over here, which won't be really used for anything because there's not enough room to build a structure. So I think what we'll do is we'll set up a farm over on this side, and then what we can do is grow a little bit more flax. We might even move our farm so we don't have to deal with that river that's basically going to be unstable for structure building and stuff like that. So we'll see if we can't do that. And maybe move our farms over here. The light does happen to get over here, so it should be fine technically. But yeah. Another thing that I wanted to actually consider was where we're building these pillars too. So I was thinking maybe what we could do is we could reinforce the building a little bit and design it a little bit more stronger for raids and stuff. So we will see if we can't get something set up on the exterior here and just upgrade this entire building while we're working on adding the farm. I was gonna do this with the wooden pillars and stuff, but I didn't really. I got that thought like, oh, maybe we can actually just put that like more limestone walls around the first floor just so they can't set the building on fire. And I don't know if they can set the upper floor on fire, but we'll see if we can at least protect the ground floor from basically burning. But yeah, basically I just was experimenting with kind of how things would look over here. Kind of wasted a little bit of wood, but that's okay. We did get a general idea of what it would look like and how much space we would be using, so that was a bonus of actually seeing it. It would have been better if I paused the game though before actually having them to construct it, but it all works out over in the end. So we got the archery range now set up, so we're also producing the archery targets. So we also unlocked shields, which are a next tier shield. We had a smaller one, but this one's a little bit bigger, so it'll give a little bit more protection to the people. A merchant arrived, and they had a female dog that was a puppy, so we were able to take that on. I'm not sure how long our other female dog will last, so I got that one. We also started working heavily on getting a better stone wall on the first floor for this garden area and getting that all sorted out. After that, basically a really expensive trader came, and he had a lot of interesting stuff, so we were able to take a look at what he was bringing, and they had a coin minting process, coin mint kind of thing, so we could actually produce our own coins, and it's like 10 ignits, and we get 100 coins for those 10 ignits, so about 10 coins per ignit, which is actually a really decent value for what you're producing. It did cost us like $800 or 800 coin to actually grab, so it is worthwhile, I think, in the long term, especially if we start going with the route with trading and stuff. So we'll see if we can't make some coins sometime next episode and see how this all works, because I'm not sure how this works, or basically what if it's based on the settler skill or anything like that. So we'll take a look at it and see basically what we can do with it, and it's still a nice little addition to the smithy. And another thing that we unlocked was fletching, so we were able to get a couple extra better bows now. After that, a new settler was escaping from another faction. They do not have any really good skills that we need, so we accepted them anyways. So by now you probably know where this is going. We gave them back to the faction that they were escaping from, and we actually became on friendly terms with that faction, so we were trading 2 settlers, I guess, in the last couple days to this faction, so we were now friends with that one, but we did lose rep with the other one. We also unlocked religious structures. I think this is part 2 or something like that, so we were able to get what was it, like the altars for the churches, so that one cost us a little bit of points, but we were able to start working towards actually building some temples and stuff now, so that's good. We'll be working towards that. So overall, that's basically what happened today in this week. So if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I will have another video next week for sure for this game, so definitely tune in for that, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out.